Good day, students. Welcome to basic science lesson. In our lesson today, we will continue from where we stopped last time. Continue with the topic prevention of sexually transmitted infections, STI. And today we'll be considering HIV and AIDS. Viruses are a group of disease-causing microorganisms which can infect cells of living organisms. And remember, we said we'll be considering HIV and AIDS as an example of sexually transmitted infection. HIV and AIDS is a viral disease. So that is why we start by considering what viruses are. Viruses, we say, are a group of disease-causing microorganisms which can infect cells of living organisms. These are small, tiny living things that cannot be seen with the naked eye. That's why we call them microorganisms. And they have an effect in the cells of other organisms once they find entrance into the cells of other living organisms. Example of diseases caused by viruses. Example of diseases caused by viruses. Example of disease caused by virus in plants include cassava, pepper or tobacco mosaic. In human beings, viruses cause disease such as poliomyelitis, influenza, yellow fever and common cold. AIDS, smallpox, chickenpox. In other animals, viruses cause rabies and avian flu, among others. So we can see that viruses affect humans, other animals and plants. Treatment of viral disease. Treatment of viral disease. The best way to prevent viral disease is with vaccines, because viral disease are hardly treated by antibiotics. These are common drugs that kill bacteria. These drugs have no effect on viruses. So the best way to prevent viral disease is with vaccine. And virus was first discovered by a Russian biologist, Dmitry Ivanovsky, in 1892. I said virus was first discovered by Russian biologist Dmitry Ivanovsky in 1892. That's the year that virus was first discovered, and he discovered this virus on the tobacco leaf that causes the tobacco mosaic. Description of a virus. Description of a virus. Viruses are much smaller than bacteria and are not normally seen with a compound light microscope, but with a more powerful electron microscope. Remember, we said they are microorganisms. So because of how small they are in sizes, they are hardly seen by the compound light microscope. You need a powerful electron microscope to view virus because of their size. A virus particle has no nucleus and has no nuclear membrane. It only has nuclear material. So when you're looking at a cell of a virus, nucleus is absent and nuclear membrane is absent. The only thing you see there is a nuclear material. It has a covering of protein material called capsid. The viral cell is covered by a protein material called capsid. A virus is partly a non-living thing and partly a living thing. What we mean by that is that if viruses are found outside a living cell, it exists in the form of a crystal that is inactive. But once the virus finds entrance into a living cell, it becomes alive and active. HIV, human immunodeficiency virus. HIV, human immunodeficiency virus, which is another example of STI. And we said the full meaning of HIV is H stands for human, I stands for immunodeficiency, and V stands for virus. The word immunodeficiency comes from the effect of the HIV virus. Once the HIV virus finds entrance into the body of living organism, it attacks the immune system. The immune system is the system in the body that defends the body against disease and is comprised of white blood cells. So once this HIV virus enters the body, it affects or it destroys the immune system. That is why we call it immunodeficiency. It makes the immune system to be deficient. The immune system cannot be able to perform its function of defense against diseases. HIV and AIDS are often written together as HIV/AIDS. But HIV, human immunodeficiency virus, is the virus that causes the disease AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. So HIV is the virus that causes the disease AIDS. Once HIV gains entrance into the human body, after some time, the HIV destroys the immune system and then the person has a disease called AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. HIV passes from an infected person to a healthy person through, these are ways through HIV can be passed from an infected person through a healthy person. 1. Sexual intercourse. Remember, we say they are sexually transmitted infections. So it is passed through sexual intercourse from an infected person to a healthy person. 2. Entry of infected blood into a healthy person through blood transfusion, injection with infected needle, clipper cut in hair barber's salon. Okay, this one simply means that if someone is sick and then the person needs blood and then an on-screen blood of an infected person is being donated to the person that is sick, the person will contract the disease because there will be mixture of blood of the healthy person and the infected person. Number 2, injection with infected needles. If an infected person have been injected and then the virus have infected the injection, once that same injection is used to inject a healthy person, the person gets the disease. And then clipper cut in hair barber's salon. When you go to the salon to barb your hair and there's a cut in the hair which leads to blood being sent out of the body and infects the clipper. If another person that is healthy come to cut his hair, the person, once his own hair too has an injury, you find out that there will be entrance of the virus from the clipper to the healthy. 3. Entry from a pregnant mother to the fetus through impaired placenta. When a mother is pregnant, pregnant women don't infect their baby during pregnancy. You only have this infection when you have impaired placenta, damaged placenta. When placenta is damaged, placenta is the connection between the mother and the baby through the umbilical cord. And if that happens, if the placenta is damaged or is tampered with, you're going to have mixture of blood from the mother that is infected to the baby that is healthy, and that will make them to become infected. 8. Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. 8. Acquired immunodeficiency disease syndrome. 8. Acquired immunodeficiency disease syndrome. AIDS is a very serious disease because it is a terminal disease. What we mean by terminal disease is that these are diseases that are incurable. The terminal point is death. They can lead to death because there are no drugs to cure them. So AIDS is a terminal disease. Despite the scientific research, yet up to now, we have not had a cure of AIDS. When AIDS sets in, the body immune system is no longer effective. The patient becomes liable to suffer from several diseases, including cough. Symptoms of AIDS include loss of weight, loss of hair, weakness, diverse signs of ill health, and finally death. That's why we say it's a terminal disease. So once the immune system is destroyed at the entrance of the HIV, it leads to the disease acquired immunodeficiency disease syndrome. And if that happened, the individual immune system is no longer effective. It cannot defend the individual from other diseases. So the individual becomes liable to suffer from several other diseases. And then the symptoms we say include loss of weight, the individual emaciates, loss of hair, the individual will lose hair, weakness, diverse signs of ill health, and finally death because of the deficiency of the immune system. Prevention of AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Prevention of AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. How is AIDS prevented? Number one, health education. Health education, like the way we are doing now. The individuals or the public need to be educated about what HIV is, method of contracting it, prevention, and so many other information. Once you have the knowledge, individuals can be able to protect themselves against HIV/AIDS. B. Abstinence from multiple sexual partners. Remember, we said the best and the surest way of preventing ourselves from sexually transmitted infection is abstinence. So abstinence is one of the way of preventing HIV and AIDS. And then we also have, you have to stay away from multiple sexual partners for those people that are married, and even some young adults that are having so many sexual partners. Number three, treatment of both partners in identified cases. Once we have an identified cases of this sexually transmitted disease, the both partners must be treated. Number four, strengthening the immune system through balanced diet that is adequate with particular reference to vitamins that maintain good health. The immune system that has been destroyed or has been tampered with by the entry of this HIV virus can be strengthened by eating balanced diet, especially those diets that are enriched with vitamins to maintain good health. In our class today, we looked at prevention of sexually transmitted disease HIV/AIDS, and we said HIV stands for human immune virus, and it caused the disease acquired immunodeficiency disease syndrome (AIDS). And we say HIV is a virus, and we say it can be a living or a non-living thing depending on where it is found. And then we said this virus, because of how small it is in size, it is only viewed by a powerful compound electron microscope. And then we said the HIV virus caused the disease AIDS. And to come to an end of this class today, we will have our assignment. Give 4 reasons why all teenagers should learn about HIV/AIDS. 2. State the meaning of HIV/AIDS. 3. List 3 methods that can protect you against HIV/AIDS infection. 4. Discuss 3 consequences of irresponsible sexual behavior among youth. 5. Develop a poster to be used in a class campaign against HIV/AIDS. This assignment is to be submitted through the WhatsApp number that will be displayed on the screen at the end of this class. And